gotta pick the phone up. What?
Thank you for joining.
Oh, no problem.
How was your week?
Um, I don't even know. Aside from like by comparison to like last week or something, um, it's sort of stressful.
Well, yeah, last week we were talking about
Oh,
school.
I got the message for from NYPCC, and like I didn't schedule yet an appointment with the doctor because I had to go to Week Care. I was there
Yeah,
yesterday.
but you can schedule an appointment with the doctor if you're not providing them with all of the documents. But look, they send this automatically after I think we twice. I don't know.
I received it already. I received the application, so I'm gonna do that. And they also scheduled like an evaluation with their psychologist. So
I mean, do you think you can use the one that you just had with Dr. James?
I
Should we
don't
try
know. They
still?
scheduled one with theirs. I just have to call them back on it. Also,
Do you want to do that, or because you can
I
ask
don't
him?
want to do any of this, frankly, because I told them what was going on, and I told them that it's not mutually exclusive, but I really can't work. That it's not mutually exclusive that the FBI is harassing me. I also told them like what I told you, that I thought you were an FBI agent for a minute. So I don't know what's happening with that, because you told me you wanted to switch me to someone else, then you didn't, then I don't know. I don't
Wait,
really.
wait, 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 wait. Let's stop here. So do you want to have another evaluation?
I mean, we already scheduled it with them, so I don't
And you
know
said
what
that
this.
it's not mutually exclusive that FBI is harassing you, and you said that I work for FBI as well.
Well, that's the thing, because I don't understand, because um, it's not like I'm. I mean, either I'm crazy or you do, and I think
No,
that
no.
I'm not crazy.
Can you just repeat
I
what you
am
said?
having a very, very hard time with this, because like I came home yesterday and I knew people were stalking me, like basically stalking me, like on the subway. And I know that somebody put things in my food, like bad, bad things in my food, like birth control in my food. I know this, but I get like the evidence logged. What this is just gonna keep happening, so I know I can't function like this. I do feel very sick, like I do not feel good, you know.
No, no. All I'm asking is to repeat what you told them, so I understand.
I did. I told them that I thought there were people stalking me, and I don't
And you said
remember if
that
I
you
told
did.
them about this. They're putting things in my food or not.
And you said then that you got stalked. You said that your medication is not like functioning. And
No, no, no,
this is
no.
real.
I told them I'm not on any medication. I'm not on any
With birth
medication.
control, it is sort of.
No, no, no. There's birth control in my food. Like I'm not even sexually active. Why
Okay,
would I need birth control? I'm not sexually active, you know? It's
okay.
just this. I feel like this medical system's gonna attack it like that, because oh my god, to come to terms with the fact that there's a giant money laundromat in New York City, that would be like a horror, right, to many, many people. But
Okay.
it's okay to like
And you
undermine
went
the
to.
law in this manner, that I don't understand. Like FDA is one of those things. I keep thinking that to myself, that in law enforcement it has to be laws that people believe in. So when do people like stop believing in that? Because the same moms that are checking like the nutrition labels, they're sitting around just sitting on their asses when I tell them something like this. They're checking their nutrition labels too, right? For what's this, like how many calories, what's the fat content in this. But if somebody dumps, and it's more than like marginal things, it's more than by accident. If somebody dumps pharmaceuticals in this food,
No, I'm asking more about to kind of have the whole picture of it. So
I feel
you
fucking
told me
insane
what
about it.
more?
I don't know how I've been dragging along, because I've been surviving, you know? Because I've been basically like surviving. I've been spending most of my time trying to catch shut eye, trying to cook something that's not gonna make us sick, you know? So
So you shared all of these struggles with me. You mentioned that you think your therapist is also working for FBI. For what reason?
what reason do I think you're working for the FBI? I don't know. I told you these reasons before. I can't really focus now on it. But if I was like to tell somebody else this, I might be able to focus on why, why I would think that, But like, it's really like doesn't matter, you know, to you why I would think that. You said you weren't, you know. But I think a lot of people are also that I encounter. Um, it like you said, it's a matter of evidence. And the thing is that if you guys are fascist, which is what I see, that I'm in this fascist society that I don't know, just does not want to come to terms that this is like wrong, just it's wrong what they're doing. Um, I might like lose, I might get very sick, It's just that I'm not I don't know. I don't want to be like dragging by, and then my kid is also suffering, and I don't know where his dad is either because
Did you mention to them that you had evaluation with the clinic?
I did, I did, I did, I did. And I told them that you guys asked me to go to a regular doctor, that I don't, I'm not medicated, and then
I mean,
I
it's
have to
not
get.
asking the
And they
recommendation.
asked me if I wanted to take medication, and I told them this, which was at the moment, like, I felt honestly, because I was sitting in their waiting room for like 4 hours, and I thought these people were stalking me too. And like, let me put it this way, I know they're stalking me, but you wouldn't think that because I didn't have any evidence as to the matter. Um, and I felt very sick and very uncomfortable, and I thought to myself, man, what if maybe like, because I heard like like maybe what if I had a Xanax or something? Like it's a cool party now. Now we're all just like hip and we know each other. That's not true. These people just have information on me that they're not supposed to have. But I feel very freaking sick about it. So I said, yeah, okay, maybe I would take medication, and as far as sleeping at night, I'm very scared of that because I heard there's like that if you like there's um things that if you don't fall asleep and you're on medication, like you might have hallucinations or something. I don't want to do that either. I don't want anything really fucking with my cognitive senses, you know. But I really can't function. I want to say this, like I hate you people. Like even the people in my life, like my ex-boyfriend came over yesterday and he was being very toxic to us. He was being very toxic to me. He was being toxic to my kid. They got into an argument and stuff. Then he left. Like, but the worst part of it is like not even like that. He's just like yelling or whatever, or he's like leaving his stupid stuff around. Like I'm like, don't leave that there. And it's like a waste of my time. It's that I don't know his fucking real name. He tells me his name, but I know that's not his real name. Like I know he has another name that he goes by, and I know he's really an FBI agent. And he'll sit there and he'll yell at me, but he looks not like functional either. And like my roommate that stays here, right? He was like a programmer, and like he just has like epilepsy or whatnot. But I sometimes think, how is it society found these people more functional than I am with their level of fucking ignorance? It's just pristine because they have people service them. Similarly to how all these people in this hood are ignorant, they don't care that somebody's putting shit in the food that's sitting in the store that anybody could pick up, because they don't like have that sort of like ideology that things don't just drop out of the sky. Like you have to believe in these laws, and if you're the law enforcement, you would have to enforce them. You have to go and like find this evidence. No, they'd rather have like a fucking merry-go-round and a money laundromat.
Telling you that trying to get narrative streams. So it's more important misunderstanding your mind, like misunderstanding
What misunderstanding? What?
your not into the specifics, not in shortage. It's hey,
Can you speak up a little louder because I can barely hear you?
okay. You were saying that your ex-boyfriend visited and you don't even like you got into an argument because you're not even sure if he is who he says he is. You don't know his real name.
He's not giving me his real name. He's an FBI agent. I'm trying to convince my kid. Sometimes he acts ridiculously because I know he's an FBI agent. But my kid doesn't believe me, and he is a kid, so he's entitled, sort of. Kids have their heads up their own asses, right? But, you know, like, how can I just ignore this? I can't. I don't want to ignore this. This is really like, I feel like I'm in like I feel like aggressive, like I feel lonely, like I don't know, I feel destructive, like I don't know, because I want to like be, you know, I don't know, I want to take a break too, like I don't get it, like I don't fucking understand like how this is like, I really think I'm in this fascist society, and sometimes I have a good day, I say, oh, picked on the wrong fucking lady, you know? Picked on the wrong fucking lady. I could be a real fucking Karen. Picked on the wrong fucking lady. But, like, I'm starting to lose sympathy for, like, I see that these are just people sometimes, like the FBI people, but it's also some sort of bullshit. Like, it's some Twilight Zone pig version of people, because when it comes right down to it, that's an atrocity to put birth control in somebody's food. It's an atrocity. And if they were real FBI agents or if they had any sort of conscience, they would have stopped doing it. But these people have also come in my home and left bugs everywhere, like every time I left. And again, it's an atrocity, and it's like I don't look at them that way anymore. Sometimes I walk around, I'm like, what the fuck? I just don't even want to interact with them. I just don't. And I think I know that, okay, like I'm looking at you and I'm still thinking, she's an FBI agent. Why she's not going to come forward is she's scared. She's scared she's going to lose her fascist powers.
The question is, why would you continue saying it? This is based on what you're saying. It's damaging your life. Multiple small and big acts. It's damaging your life. Why would you choose to continue engaging with the clinic? Why not running away to somewhere and just not picking up?
I'm going to tell you why it's sort of irrelevant, because the thing is that they have their grip on me already, on all of my data, and it would just get passed on to another FBI agent. So likeliness, and this should make sense to you, because sometimes, okay, like I don't believe you, but you can sort of have like a logical structure in like even a fantasy universe, right? Sort of like in like fantasy books, but there's got to be cohesion to it. So can you understand this part, that if they already have all my information, likely I'm not going to get out of this until somebody high up in the FBI does something for me and confronts the situation.
On that note, don't you think that we all have all of our information? Like everybody is everywhere.
It's not the same as Google getting cookies on you. It's not. Strangers knowing like what color underwear you're wearing or what you ate for breakfast is not the same thing as, it's like Google. I knew you were gonna go that way, because most people that want to avoid this confrontation, they go off to Vagueland, and here I am, and I don't know what to do. But I'm still sitting there. I'm still hoping I might go, like, because it's actually from every which angle. Like, I don't know what's happening, because I was late, like, with a document with my NYCHA, and then they sent me some other, like, paperwork, and I'm not sure, like, I understand it. So I have to keep up on all of that, too, and while I'm trying to find something that's, like, not polluted with nobody mess with it. It's not tampered with food to provide for my family, and I'm trying to make sure my son is educated. I just, and this like toxic ex-boyfriend of mine, I feel like he's torn in between too, because like people are scared, and yet I know he has a conscience, you know, But I'm just like, I'm so sick of people because, like, how do you, I think the government did a great misdeed in not being more selective with whom they employed, because this is way too many people, and it's really sick. And now, how do you deal with it? What? How will they, like what? Like, I'm sitting here scared. Like, okay, I feel really sick, and I'm just gonna get sicker now, or somebody's gonna do something, because I don't know, and I'm still thinking, like, I really want to go get a lawyer. I really do. I want
I
to get a
guess.
lawyer and a detective, because you know, I told you that guy, the FBI, the real FBI agent, he told me to get a private detective. I just can't afford one.
If you said it was a while ago, I wouldn't like whatever someone said just randomly. I wouldn't take it as advice of like next step what to do. It's up to you whatever you choose to do. But this person didn't know all of your circumstances, you know, financials and everything. People say things without thinking how it applies to you in your situation. Like I wouldn't take this something as a recommendation unless it's say when you go to the doctor and you bring your concerns and they recommend to do this or this or this, then you make a decision because they know the picture. At least they saw your I don't know test, they know what's going on. When it's a random person on the street, why would you
He's
take
not a
it as
random
a
person on the street. It's someone with a badge, someone in
it's a random
uniform.
person? You do not know this person. It does not matter
I
who he is.
don't, but I know that they're they're actually accountable, you know.
But he's also
And if
just
they
like
said something
the guy.
rude in its nuance that was somewhat classist, because you know we judge them so much more than we judge, oh, random people on the street. That's why I'm telling you they should not have hired this many people, because there are random people stalking me on the street, and I think they're total bullshit. Because this person, I could call them out. I could say, oh, hey man, Officer Schmiegel sent me here, here, and here. But I feel like he has heart in this somehow, because even if he doesn't want to, just like the rest of the world, uh, create even bigger situation, it would seem like, oh, we're picking on these ghetto fucking assholes that are sitting around. And what did they want? They wanted to just make loot. Okay, but I'm a human being too. How many people picked on me? You know, this is
I mean,
like,
the fact that a person who's wearing a badge does not mean nothing. Like someone's
huh?
wearing a badge, you wearing a hat, someone's wearing like whatever they wear. He was not in active duty. He was not giving you professional advice. Him wearing anything does not
But
mean anything.
somebody wearing a badge would be taken as they're giving you professional advice.
I mean, if this is the way you want to take it, sure.
Why?
If
So
this
you
is
rather believe like random crazy people that had,
no,
they
I would rather believe people when it is, the situation of me asking for help and them getting advice. It was a conversation.
there was just such a
It's not
insect
that you
sort
went
of thought. This is
me.
what makes me think you guys are all fascists, is because it's easier to have this mentality. Oh, what you gonna do? I have loads and loads of friends. But what are you going to do for yourselves when you're not self-sufficient people, being that these people wearing the badges, similarly to how you have some sort of degree that
Well,
you had
when we're
to,
talking you
you
people,
know,
why you put me in this category of other people? If you
because
talk to me
New
and
York is so fucking sick. I'm so sick of it. I don't get it. But like, what is not having what is a badge? That means they earned that badge. That means they were scrutinized and they went through some sort of standardized testing. And it also means that if
no, we're
I
not
was to,
talking about their testing. We're not talking about their testing. You say that you take someone that's just saying and sharing their opinion as their professional advice. And my response to that unless it was a scheduled session where you came to ask for an opinion, you gave them the situation
but that's
and
the
they were
thing. Like,
they
sometimes I'd rather talk to like a cop than a doctor. But it also depends on the cop too.
but
Because
he's not
doctors,
providing
like, they seem
I,
like, especially on this level, where, okay, the way they structured our medical system is they get paid per procedure. They don't really get paid when they actually heal people. And what happens is it's not really like caring. It turns into more like a voodoo type situation. Like, I know things that you don't know, and you're scared, and you're the one that needs something from me. You're the one that needs help. And now, like, we almost sort of worship them and stuff. And then everybody also sort of pushes their children into medicine because of this, because A, they want them to have money, and B, they don't want the wool pulled over their eyes. Like, I would like my son to be a doctor maybe, but I don't know if I would, he'd rather he be like a decent person, you know?
In this situation, I want to bring to your attention that people being police officers does not make them. It's not enough qualification and background and education for them to be professional hospital. It's like to trust a podiatrist in the problem of your team. The fact that the person is a doctor doesn't mean that they can do devices on your heart, on your teeth, on your eyes. Same as do not listen to
But
other
it sounds
sponsors
like good advice.
when it
If
comes.
you were trying to get evidence on someone, it's very sound advice, because I see this all the time, like in family court or something, when they're trying to prove like one parent's like neglect or some other shit. Or in divorce court when they're trying to prove that they don't owe this person any money, they get a private detective, and they'd be like, oh,
Sure.
look what I got, you know. The only problem is that a, I don't have money to hire one. B, it could be they give me the runaround themselves, because again, this fascism is so deep in this city. Like, I don't see like how they don't want it to get better, because I don't understand this. Like, how do you like sit there in a money laundromat and have any sort of will at all? Like, are these people on drugs? Like, because wouldn't you want to be one with your earthly deeds?
It's a good question. Are you asking me because you think I belong to that like
To the FBI,
category?
I am, but I can answer for you right there. Yes, but
But
I would
sometimes
like to have a house. I would
I
like to have a house.
provide like this. The reason why you think I'm FBI because in your head there is a conversation where I'm giving you the answers. The fact is I'm not giving you the answers because I'm
No,
not
no,
right.
no. I could. Okay, you give me the answer.
I
You
don't
give me the answer. I want to hear this, because I know that when Anna
I
speaks
don't
for
have it
herself, it sounds
because
so
I'm
unhinged
not
better
with
than if
FBI.
I was to excuse her.
I cannot give you the answer because I'm not the one to work with FBI to understand any of those situations. I'm with local mental health therapists.
I'm trying to put. It's not just
Like
like
in New
it.
York, living in New York, I do not know what's going on in the whole country or in other states.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Maybe it's hell in the other states too. I don't, I can't believe how fake everything is, and I wake up
In a
every
what
day
way?
with this.
Fake how?
Fake how people, like, um, put shit in my food. Like, that's how fake. And then they go on to,
So
like,
what's the
have,
fake?
um, real concerns about nutrition and children's nutrition, and that's the fake part. Like, it's overcomplicated and it's gotten very dirty.
But what's the fakeness? Is it trying to look differently and when they put this in your food, it's getting you confused that it's
How am I
fake.
supposed to look at
What's
it
the fake?
differently? I look at it the same way that, like, you look at it, except sometimes when I get a moment, I start wavering my will, because I trudge through life like I'm surviving and I have a good cause, right? But then, like, sometimes it's sort of like it kind of glitches for me. Like, I don't get, like, why, when it's just so gross and dishonest, and I get like very very like depressed about it, and the other part of it is like I told you, like, how long is this gonna last? Like, what are they trying to portray in the situation now, so they can run away from it, because I know that, um just I know that other people with a conscience know that this is going on, and I have to worry. I have to worry all the time. I have to worry, you know, if my son is okay, and I don't think you understand that. I think, you know, these sort of like
Those are the
people.
corporations. Well, something you mentioned earlier that you would want Patrick also to have like a solid job, but steps are you doing now? Like, have you
Exactly.
thought
I'm gonna sue the shit out of all these people that were
but for
dicks
what?
to me, and then he's gonna go to medical school somewhere in Boston. How about that for
But
positivity?
have you okay, suing somebody, I mean, do you have an attorney? Do you have the case
I
just to
fucking
say
will. I hang in there every day thinking I fucking will. You know, I really will. I wish he could mediate this situation with me in mind, because these past couple of years, all I've been was manipulated and deceived, and um, I feel like half of me is sort of disturbed, but I know that I've left enough of a stain, so to speak, on their fake bullshit that it's gonna show, and somebody else is gonna care. Maybe like that officer that I spoke with that said get a private detective. Maybe he'll care.
except for suing, which is in the future. Right now, what steps are you taking in order for Patrick to get some sort of profession, some solid profession? So carpentry, plumbers, electricians, it's also solid profession. It's a great income, it's solid profession.
Why would you say that? Why do you think my kid can't be a doctor? I believe that too, but it pays less. What you're saying?
Well, anything that you think is a solid profession, anything at this moment, for him to get any profession at all. Is he having any special, I don't know, tutors that prepare him for some tests? Because I know in America it's about like which school you go to make connections and go places. Because I work with multiple parents that tells me how important it is to go to this and that middle school, that this and then apply to that high school. That sometimes it should be a private school because you want to have that opportunity.
I actually know people with solid careers that they were homeschooled. I know a guy who's a doctor. He was homeschooled, and I know people that make way more money than I can even imagine, and they didn't even graduate high school. They had GEDs.
Well, sure, there are cases like this, but not when it comes to something where you need the skill. Because to be a
Well,
doctor,
are we looking at the skill now or the connection? Because I would like for him to have skill, but
you teach chemistry that well at home as they would in some school where there was no teacher.
sometimes it depends on what the teacher's goal is, which is what I'm trying to tell you. In this
See, Ilona,
neighborhood, their goal would not be to
in that
teach him.
conversation, there is you're not answering the question. You're giving me general answers that are around the direct answer. You're not giving the answer. And I see a little bit of a problem in it.
But I see the problem in you saying that my son can't be a doctor.
I never said that. You put words in my mouth, which I do not appreciate. I never said it. I said, what do you do now for your son to get any profession in the future? What steps you do now? Whatever profession you think is solid.
Well, he's certainly gonna have self-sufficient skills. We're not the sort of people to just think about money. Even if he were like an electrician or he had to shovel horse shit all day, I'd rather he do that than work for like dirty FBI agents.
Do you know how many tests and how many things people need to do to become a doctor? Did you ever Google that?
No, but my stepfather was an occupational therapist.
It's not a doctor.
It's not a doctor. It's almost a doctor. It's 2 more years and it's a doctor. My friend, like my ex-boyfriend, like one of my like best boyfriends ever. He's a doctor now. You just have to work hard. He's not the kind of doctor that works every day either.
Ilona, no, it's not about work hard. If you ever spoken to anyone who's doing anything in medical field, nursing, nurse practitioners, doctors, physicians.
Doing it means what? Like that
I
means.
don't think you understand what you're talking about.
I think I do understand what I'm talking about. I think it's not nice that you think that my kid's not going to be a doctor.
I'm not saying this. You decided that. Do you believe that he can be a doctor?
I think if he wants to be a doctor.
Well, do you believe that he can be a doctor? Do you believe that
I believe that he can be a doctor, and for me to do that, I'm gonna have to sue these people.
Okay.
And I'm just still waiting, like which side you're on, because I don't know. I really do think you're an FBI agent, and I think I have hardship
but
coming
then you're
up
not
and it's gonna be
thinking,
raw, maybe that's the most that, like, you're gonna create a scene with me, but I don't think it's gonna make the situation so clean that all these people could get away and that they wouldn't notice.
well, what is this giving to you? Thinking that I am in this coalition of people that wishing you not to proceed with your goals in life. What is this giving to you? However, you still showing up for your sessions every week. Why would you do that? I want to
Because I don't know what else to do. Why are you showing up for my sessions every week?
Well, that's my job. This is not your job. This is voluntary service. You're not
Okay.
obligated to do this. You may just roll from services and that's it. If you think that I'm an FBI agent, this is my job. I see all of the people that I see in my schedule. That's how it works. That's how job works. I have a schedule and I have to follow it.
Okay, well, I don't know what else to do. Is that a good enough answer? Because that's the only answer I have.
Not really, because it's not describing your actions or making a decision process. This is not a decision.
What kind of decision should I make?
You're choosing to come to the session. However, lately you've been telling me you believe that I'm an FBI agent. Why would you want to have sessions?
Because I know that if I asked for anybody else to be my therapist, that they would probably be an FBI agent as well, and then I'd have to go again through the motions with them, you know. And what's eating away at me is how few people sympathize with me, and why is that? Is because you know you're all very like superficial and prim and proper, but if I was to prove something, it might make people look differently at the situation. Because there's also like weird shit, like, I don't know. There's always like, it's just not right what's happening, and it's not okay either.
I wonder. I really wonder.
What do you wonder about?
Why would you continue to do that?
Because I don't know what else to do.
Anything else but this. It's not one not substituting another. You can do or not do. I'm not talking about any other actions. You can just do or not do this one.
Well, I'm trying not to be rude to you. Like, I supposedly was rude to Dania, and she just dropped me. And I'm trying not to be rude to you. It's sort of like your accountability. Maybe I'm sorry I'm not making you happy. But
It's not
remember
about
how?
me. It's not about me being happy at all. I mean, think we're worried about it, but it's not about me being happy. It's like happiness in the work. I would say when we talk about job, it's not. It's not describing it.
Well,
You know,
exactly. At least you eat well, right? And you sleep well, right? And nobody's in your business. Like after hours, after work hours, nobody's in your business.
I don't know if someone is. I do not know that.
Well, I didn't hire a private detective, so you know. I'm just saying, it's like I think you know I'm sounding arrogant and stuff, but you've never had birth control in your chicken noodle soup. Mm. You've never had people just stalking you. And I think this is where I'm sort of like, I'm just sort of fed up with this, even though like I'm scared, yeah, okay, because I feel like, medically maybe somebody could do very dirty things to me, like electric shock therapy or whatever, this, that. But to some degree, you people do have accountability. To some degree, they have like you know, at least your name and face and whatever. Like I know Dania moved wherever she moved to. I don't know where she moved to. I don't know how this
Well,
works.
again, we cannot say then that she dropped you because if she moved or she started working part time, people cannot have the same caseload when they work part time. They will only work certain days, so they will need to find other clients at times to fit their schedule. Because if she works, say, like Saturday and Sunday, maybe that affected this. We don't know for sure.
I don't know. It feels sort of sick because Like I feel like people are trying to fit themselves into like these molds that just they're not right anymore because of the um like the underworld structure of this city, because FBI, they're discreet supposedly, right? They're supposed to be secret spies, right? But if there's so many secret spies, how would any of this really like work, and some people I run into, they don't seem like bad people, but they seem like horrible FBI agents, you know because I mean, they're not fighting crime, they're not helping kids, they're not fighting for like civil rights.
It's a lot, you know. Sometimes we take very wide focus on things and it means some one thing. When we zoom in, it can mean something completely different. Like this advice of a police officer who is, yes, you're right, he represents certain forces. What is this? Is it law enforcement? No.
FBI police. I'm
Okay,
so
like
glad
he
he at least
represents.
gave me the time of day, because they could be total snots too. They could treat me like I'm like a Cracker Jack box themselves, but they don't. They give me the time of day. It's sort of funny too because like I'm not sure like if I had maybe a stature about me, because there's people that are like real piggies in America. Like we were talking about college before, how okay, not everything's like, the merit for being financially endowed is not well defined in the United States, because they have people that they like extremely overweight or whatever, and they have their own YouTube channel, and that's how they make their like millions, billions, whatever. Or like people that they're marginally sickos, and you know but would this police officer treat those people the same if they were ever to get into like um, a conversation? I wonder about this because like, but I also feel like love for people that even give me the time of day, for people like that, because okay, there he talked to me, and he's sort of giving the benefit of the doubt to these assholes that are harassing me as well, because maybe they come from hardship, and maybe this idea with um, you know very diverse, lots and lots of agents, they want to give this idea the benefit of the doubt, but sometimes I feel insulted, even like just in general, because like, what is it that I'm not, what I'm just isolated? What is it in my intellect that's truly lacking? Like, okay, I didn't go to college, but that's not a fucking crime,
I
and
don't think that anything is lacking. Again, why would you think that something is lacking?
because I see all these other FBI agents and they seem to be lacking. They seem to be like, let's just ignore this. This has no concern for us that there's somebody putting things in her food, or that, this is not a violation of my civil rights that they should like investigate me indefinitely. It's just fucking stalking, and I'm sort of like, I'm very disappointed. Like, I'm very disappointed. Maybe I just ended up in the wrong circle of people or something. There's got to be nice people out there somewhere, and I just happen to think, yeah, some of these police people, even though they're not like, oh, hard rock or something, they're nicer people than these other like, elitist sort of assholes that, they'll just, ignore you, and maybe it's, that's good. I feel like they have earned their jobs.
I want to redirect, the way you ask questions and the way you have this zoom in and zoom out optics.
I can't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I said I would want to redirect you, pay more attention how to ask these questions, like zooming in and zooming out of the situation. Because really, both of your opinions are right. But at the same time, if you're zooming in, say you would do your own observation, like check all of the facts, you would realize more things, which you probably did already. Like, some things can seem completely different when we just looking at them in general. And when we look at the details, we recognize something else.
Well, I zoom out and I see I live in like a complete fascist society, and then I zoom in and I see, oh, I live like shit. Like my washing machine's fucking leaking on the floor. I don't know what I'm fucking eating, you know. And sometimes, like I feel like you were trying to almost like insult me, but it's okay because I see how like you could find this whole situation insulting, you know. And sometimes like this is what another thought, like sometimes that's why I think, oh well, they were sort of trying to insult me too, but you know, in my head I feel like I could still tell sort of where people's allegiances are.
I guess let's continue talking about it because our time's up for today. But thank you. Today was an interesting discussion. I appreciate your time and sharing your ideas. Keep me posted on your future, steps and how it will go with the care. And yeah, we'll talk next week.
Okay.
Oh, wait up. Ilona, just to give your heads up, I have an appointment at my own doctor earlier next Wednesday. I hope I'm gonna be on time, but just in case, expect a call from me. I know you know my calls from like strange numbers, but expect a call just in case if I will be running late. I schedule it early as possible. I should be 4 hours should be enough, but just in case, okay?
Okay.
Alright, thank you. Take care.
Take care.